Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last cast on Earth. I'm being joined by Quinnie. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling lovely today. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, and thank you for filling in last moment. For those of you who might not know, Quinnie is one of the newest. She was in the new recruits of rookie content creators for Last Day on Earth. How does it feel to finally be a rookie content creator?
It feels pretty great. Streaming in general is brand new to me, and I've been a listener, a viewer for Ldoe streamers for about 6 months now, but I've been just barely streaming for maybe about 2 months. So it's really great, one, to get into this community and see how this community is supporting me, and to also kind of get some acknowledgement through the rookie content creator that I am putting some stuff out there. So it feels really good.
Absolutely. Awesome. So during the podcast today, we were cat bombed quite a number of times by you. So we're gonna pose a question up front, and then for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify or on iTunes or somewhere else, you won't get to play along. But for the people that are gonna watch this on YouTube, how many times do you think your cat made an appearance? You guys can like pick a number and then try to count. Quinnie, what's your guess?
Oh gosh. The worst part is I'm so accustomed to it that I like am accustomed to like a tail, appearing in front of my face magically. So 20. I'll go with 20.
20? That's higher than I was gonna say. I was gonna say 7.
Well, I guess the question is whether you can see him. Like I can see him. He is
Oh,
here.
oh, okay,
So that might be why I'm a little high, maybe.
okay. Yeah, it was just on camera. I was gonna say 7. All right. So in our episode today, we got the pleasure to interview Happy Cairek, who is a huge personality in Last Day on Earth for his YouTube content. He also streams Last Day on YouTube as well. Some of the things that we talked about were the distribution of air filters, the fact that you need so many and the drop rate is so low. We talked about ready meals or happy meals and their impact on the tournaments. And then we did some speculation on season 10, just to name a few of the things that we're going to get into. Quinnie, what was your favorite topic or thing that we discussed on the podcast?
I think my favorite topic or a bit of conversation was on what our hopes are for future development of
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer. So we got our first bit of our first good taste of it in this most recent season, but where do we want it to go from here?
Yeah, like we've seen some baby steps, and I think one of the things that Happy Sarek says right at the beginning when we start talking about it was that this wasn't the first step, it wasn't the fifth step, it was like the 10th step, but in relation to other things, it was maybe the biggest step that we've had in a while. And there's another cat bomb right there. um, but yeah, I would have to say one of the things that I appreciated really about our talk today was the fact that it did seem like that we maybe that we disagreed on some stuff, but at the end of the day, like it wasn't like an argument. It was, well, I think this, or I think that, but also like coming to terms with like the ready meals, for example, and the fact that people can use them to basically win tournaments. Like we can say I think it's wrong, but the game allows you to do it, so I do it. And that's kind of, like where our thoughts were on that, I think. But yeah, it was yeah, the entire podcast is fun. There was lots of laughs. Um, yeah, so we hope you everybody enjoys. I want to give a special thanks to Nabu, even though she was not able to join us. She was spending some time with her family today. She still did a lot of work in helping write the episode and getting some graphics for us to use for the episode. So big thanks to Nabu, and big thanks to you, of course, Quinnie, for stepping in. I think I asked you like maybe yesterday, and you could have been streaming today. You did stream today,
Yeah.
but I thank you for cutting your stream short so you could join us for the podcast today.
I'm so happy you thought of me.
Of course, of course, you'll always be my silver medal.
Aw, thank you. That's all I could hope for. No gold here. We're happy with silver.
All right, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast and have a good one. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the last cast on Earth. I am being joined today by the man, Happy Cairek. Happy, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty great. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited to have you. Nabu could not join us today, so taking her place is the lovely, one of the newest Last Day on Earth rookie partners, Quinnie. You know her, you love her. Quinnie, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
Awesome, and thank you again for stepping in and helping us out here. So, Happy, let's ask you some questions, because I'm not sure that people know who you are. And I'm obviously joking. You're one of the biggest personalities in Last Day on Earth. So what we know about you is that you play all kinds of survival games. So how did you start playing survival games, and why do you appreciate them as much as you do?
Well, everything started from Last Day on Earth.
Nice.
I used to do YouTube for like about 3-4 years before I stumbled upon Last Day on Earth. I had about like 300 subscribers, 200 subscribers, and one of my friends suggested me to check out Last Day on Earth. I started playing it. Then I thought, let's start making videos on it, and
Nice.
the rest is just history. And now I just try to try different survival games because they're pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So which platform would you say has the best or the most addicting survival games?
You mean like PC,
Yeah.
Xbox, mobile? I think that there's just more games on PC than on mobile. But
So like I don't know if I've seen, do you play Rust?
I played Rust for a little bit. My fiance used to play lots of Rust, but I never really played lots of it. Maybe I have like 2 hours in it. So technically I didn't play it.
Fair enough. And all right, last question before we jump into the main topic. When you were a child, did you always have such a big personality, or did you kind of come into your own?
Well, I wouldn't really say that I have like some sort of a big personality. I'm still trying to like develop it. Like I think the other day I jumped on your stream and you were all the time like really loud talking to your viewers.
I'm not
And
loud.
seriously. And I still have like some stuff to learn from you, man. Like you're a lot more energetic than me. And yeah.
Well, thank you. That's like the biggest, man. I don't know if my head can fit through the door now. That is awesome. I'm already very conceited, so thank you for saying that. All right, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about Season 9 and multiplayer content in Last Day on Earth. Because this last update was just huge. They completely reworked everything with multiplayer content, and it's brought a lot of things to light that maybe the developers, I don't want to say missed, but didn't think that things were going to go where they went. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff. Happy, what are your overall thoughts about Season 9 and the new content?
It's better than nothing. But on the other side, I mean, it's pretty great. I mean, it's better than some bad updates that we've had in the past.
Very true.
It's one of the best multiplayer updates that we've had here, so I don't think there's much to hate about it. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's a good... I would like to say the first step, but it's not their first step, not their third or fifth step.
Yeah.
It's a good 10th step in multiplayer.
Yeah. And it was maybe like the biggest step that we've seen in multiplayer so far.
Yeah.
Quinnie, what are your thoughts?
I really like what they've done in terms of bringing us together, I think, as a community and adding that interactivity that we were definitely needing. But I think very quickly we're approaching the what's next question.
Yeah. I will just say that I am ecstatic. Like I loved it. The first time, I think on day one when I was figuring stuff out and we were leveling up our shops, and I saw like 3 other streamers came into our clan's shop area, And I'm like, this is unreal. You're doing tournaments against other live people that you can talk with, and they can curse you out for using the ready meals. Like it's incredible that I think they've done so much. I would agree that there is a lot more to come. It was a big step, and it was a good step. It took them long enough to get here, but there and hopefully this just leads to more and more better content. So the first big thing is that being in a clan actually means something now. Clans are like where you could say, oh yeah, it's just a group of friends. Now, with the new content, you need an active clan if you want to succeed, if you want consistent people to do zones with. And the more popularity that you and your fellow clanmates have together means you get more traffic and you sell more stuff because you need those reds to level up your shop. So being in a clan actually means something, and it's much better now. And that goes right into trading. So trading it's again a new concept, and I'll be honest, I didn't think that there would be a good way for them to do it to where it wouldn't break the game. And I'll tell you, I think it's awesome what they did. So the first question though that I have about trading is, do you agree with the minimum and maximum system that they have set up? Happy, we'll start with you.
Well, I think that it's great. Otherwise, people would just put unreasonable prices. Like, there are some items that I wish you could sell for more, and some items that you could definitely sell for cheaper. But this way, everyone sells for the same price. Everyone has the same playing grounds. There's no... I mean, it's already really hard to find something that you want to buy. So imagine now searching like some sort of a weapon for like 5 coupons when you know that it doesn't exist.
Right.
Like it's already incredibly hard to find like one particular item. So I think if we could put our own prices, we'd never be able to buy anything.
Yeah, very good point. Quinnie, what do you think?
I do like the min and the max because I think it also kind of keeps it in check and keeps it kind of consistent with the tournaments. So especially for the free-to-play players, if we were to, like right now it is meaningful when you get first place because you get the 5,000 tickets. But if we were setting our own prices, like we could as a community end up like making that so that it's almost nothing, so like we would influence it, whereas they're kind of keeping that meaningful.
True. And to go off of what Happy was saying, I think like one example would be mushrooms that you get from the Red Forest. As soon as I put those in my shop, they're gone in 5 minutes. And people, I mean, I wish I could sell them for more and, just see, where the true value is in that. But yeah, I would agree that for the most part, they got the ranges pretty accurate.
I would like to, sorry that I interrupted.
No.
I'd like to add that there are some items that are incredibly cheap. Like, I think even those, I'm not sure how expensive are air filters, but they're not as expensive as they should
cheap.
be.
Yeah.
So yes, I think the reason to that is that so people would have to play the game on their own so that they wouldn't have the capability to buy those items. Does that make any sense? Because I mean, if super rare item is going to be super cheap, no one's going to sell it, so people will have to grind for that item.
Huh.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's developers' intent.
Interesting. I did not think about that. That was very interesting.
Because that's actually the exact logic that I've even used in my clan for like the USBs and the air filters. Like they don't have a big enough return in the sales booth, so I automatically just hang on to them for next time I need them, next time somebody in my clan needs them. So yeah, I think it definitely discourages people selling those items.
Very true. Very true. I never thought of that. I'm glad you said that. So, all right, next question then. So, is the 30% tax fair where we go from, I'm going to sell this for, 100 tickets, but then I only get 70? Quinnie, what do you think?
To be honest, like the entire tax thing, I guess I just don't get why it's there. Like when you're creating an in-game currency and you're setting these prices, like nobody really cares about that 30% tax rate. you know, you just kind of look at what you get in the end. So I guess whether it's there or not doesn't necessarily impact my game much. I suppose maybe when you is that impacted by the sales thing that you can do once a day?
Ooh, that's a great question. Maybe it does reduce the amount of text. I honestly don't know what the cell does. I know it says it decreases
I don't.
something.
What are you talking about?
How you can by your campfire, there's a guy that you can talk to once a day, and
Oh,
depending on how many people are in your base, items like they go on sale, and then
is
it and then
that?
it
Wait, that's really a sale thingy, or
yeah.
I
Let's
always thought it's just when you turn on the boost, the more players are online, the higher chance that more players will join to your base. I didn't think that that's a sale thingy.
I'm gonna log into the game and go look. Does anybody in the chat know the answer? Because
I
that's
always thought that if 10 people are gonna be online, like you'll have maybe like 100%, so that means you'll have like double more people joining in. That's how I usually
oh,
thought.
efficiency. Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
efficiency.
Okay. So the cell doesn't do anything. It gives you more efficiency. So the exact quote that he says is, "I know how to attract attention to your district. Put up more valuable things on sale and make sure sellers are ready to welcome customers." So the efficiency, yeah, you're right. The more people that are in your base, that are in your clan, the more likely you are to get increased people.
If they're
That
gonna be
I
online at
see.
that moment, yes.
all right, cool. Good to know. Good, happy again, coming through in the clutch. More
So
people
then
come to the base. Yeah,
So yeah, basically, then if that doesn't even impact the tax thing, then I guess I don't really get it because it's like everybody's on the same playing field, whether the tax thing is there or not. So
yeah,
it's, you know,
yeah. So what they even could have done possibly is raise the amount of counterfoils that you need by 30%, and then it would still be as balanced, and then players don't feel like they're getting ripped off. If they
Yeah,
do, if they do.
yeah. The only reasoning I had it like is that maybe they cannot do it one to one, that they need to have less counterfoils, so it was their option to reduce them. But just as you said, they just could increase like all those requirements by 30%, it would be the same.
Yeah.
So I don't know either. Just maybe for the interest, I don't know.
It's just so they can say, yeah, we have text.
Yeah.
All right. This next topic, this is going to be, we're probably going to get a lot of opinions in the chat about this one, but we are going to talk about ready meals, or as you like to call them, that I saw on your new video that you just posted today, Happy Meals. I think a lot of people have been calling them Happy Meals, though. So what started out, they used to be rations, and then in this update they decided they were going to separate rations from the two different sides. So now on the multiplayer side, they are ready meals. Before we will talk about their impact on tournaments, but outside of that, what are your general thoughts on the Happy Meals, Mr. Happy?
It's just, I think it's like pay to win items so developers can earn their bread,
Yep,
I guess.
yep. But I mean, would you say that they're for the price that they are they worth purchasing and using? Would you say?
Um, I don't know. I haven't really used lots of them myself. They're kind of nice, to like if you need to get like that grass, but you can kind of go and farm the grass yourself. They're not really
Very
that
true.
useful. I never suggest people buying them, as they're just not really useful. But at the same time, if they're gonna make them to OP, then it will be considered like really pay to win. I think there's
That's
already
true.
enough players who use like those Happy Meals. So if they were like super strong, then I would use those. I would use them myself. If you'd be able to get like let's say 500 points per one red clearing instead of like 200,
Yeah.
or like even 1,000 points, then more people would use them. But yeah, they are pay to win. But
Right. Quiddy, what do you think?
I think it's definitely one of those situations like don't hate the player, hate the game. In terms of it is what it is. They made it available, so yes, people are going to use it. And I kind of look at it as like I have them. I'm totally that person. I do most of my tournament, doing the grind, and then if I'm falling short, I totally do the ready meal, happy meal, because I look at it as practically buying the melee weapon.
Yep. I mean, and you get some good resources on top of it as well.
Yeah.
So I've done some research. If you guys are watching the stream, so based on I used ready meals on each different zone 4 times, and we're gonna go through some graphs. So I broke it down not by how much resources you get, but the amount of resources divided by the number of meals that you use. So if we look at stone, for example, you actually get the most stone per ready meal by farming the green zones. And then there's different even the green wood zone. I had a good amount of stone based on in comparison to the Yellowstone zone. And if we look at the wood that you get per ready meal, they're about even, but still the green was more efficient when it came to per ready meal. And then ore was the yellow zone by far and large had the most ore per ready meal. So do you think, and this isn't to take a shot or anything, but do you think, Happy, we'll start with you, that the developers used any type of calculations like this? Or do you think they maybe just picked like ranges that they thought would be good without thinking of, what's going to be the most efficient?
Well, I wouldn't want to say that I'm pretty certain, but I do think that developers did some math there. Like it definitely wasn't some random number. I think they've done definitely some math there. They have their own algorithms, whatever other stuff there.
Right.
I think they did it consciously, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Quinnie, what do you think?
I mean, I gotta assume that it's all intended, and that they've done something. I don't know what the math or the reasoning might be behind it, but I gotta think it would be intended.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I would, because you definitely get more. Like when you do a red zone, you get more resources, and when you do a green zone, you get less resources. But I wanted to, yeah, I was looking at the how many resources do you get per the number of red. So would I be better off doing 2 green zones or 1 red zone? Type of a situation. So probably the most impact that the ready meals has is on tournaments, and I know that people feel strongly. A lot of people feel like it's kind of polarizing. People have said some pretty mean things in the middle of tournaments. That at least that I've seen, where you start a tournament and somebody jumps up to 500 points, and then their mother gets called names, and they get called terrible things as well. So the next graph that we'll show is the tournament points per ready meal based on the zones. And yellow is actually, for those of you who want to be the most efficient with your ready meals to get tournament points, it was yellow is actually more efficient than the red zones. So going back, we did see in season 8 where on the single player side, rations gave tournament points for that, and it was a good way, it was a good incentive, to get people to to buy them and to use them so they could win the tournaments in season 8. And now, as we know, it's the same thing in season 9, but they're now ready meals. So the main question here is it unfair to use ready meals in tournaments? Why or why not? Happy, we'll start with you.
Well, I don't want to say anything bad about those people who use them. Like, if you want to use them, you use them. Like, personally, myself, I had an opportunity to use it. I was like, I think like 100 or 200 points short, but I just didn't use them because I didn't want to use like those Happy Meals. And that's it. I mean, I don't really have much of an opinion about those people who use them.
That's fine.
I definitely think that I mean, just as Queenie said, is they are in the game, so people are gonna use them. So it's like, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, yeah. So I agree with that. Obviously, I think most of the players would prefer if they didn't exist. Like, even those, like whatever pay-to-win players, they would prefer that those items wouldn't exist. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So, Quinnie, do you think that using ready meals in tournaments is fair?
Actually, I like if I could have my way, I would take them out of the game. Because to be honest, I think part of the reason that I have them is because my like in the back of my mind, it's like, oh, is someone gonna snipe this tournament for me if I don't snipe it myself using the Happy Meals? So I think if they took it out, one, I think keeping in mind that you do have a free to play audience, it would make it more level across your entire audience. But
True.
two, I think people would be more satisfied because like I wouldn't miss them if they were gone.
Very true. Yeah.
Because then I'd be confident that the work I put in would, like it would pay off for me.
True. Yeah, and it is a little. I mean, I'll be honest. I use them. I try to win every single tournament I can because I want to get those big melee weapons. And it's nice to, if I want to make some stone bricks, I don't have to go farm them. I just go in my inbox. I pull out some stone and I put them on my rack, and then it saves time. So I'll be honest. I buy them. I use them. Some people call me names. Some people, they just accept it. But at the end of the day, though, I think you guys are right. Because it does. It makes it a little less fun that you're not competing just based on skill. Well, skill and luck. Happy, I know because I watched your video today about how you go and you specifically try to snipe the golden zombies. So you don't waste time on, all the other zombies that are there. And I think, and that's it's a combination of skill and luck because you're using your game knowledge of, okay, I know that these guys are worth 10 times as many points. So I'm not going to waste time. But then you have the luck part of it to where, like what I saw on your video was you had a couple of runs where, like, to the Red Forest, and you didn't have, like, they just weren't there. So I would say if you use the combination of game knowledge and then you get a little bit of luck on your side, then it would make tournaments more fun rather than the last 30 seconds everybody starts using rations all the time and people go from 200 points to 1,000 points in 30 seconds. It does make it less fun.
Yeah, because it leaves room open for strategy, and that's like that's a perfect example of a strategy hitting just the gold versus somebody that's like, I'm gonna whip out my guns and then it's gonna be spray and pray all day, or like whatever. So it allows for that.
Actually, is it even possible to win the tournament without that strategy? Like just by killing simple zombies? Is that even possible?
I don't think so.
Well, I will say, and it's going to be the luck of the draw. It's going to be how many points other people are getting. Because I cleared the Red Forest twice, killed all the zombies. I did get some golden zombies, but cleared the Red Forest twice, and I think it was the lowest number that I won a tournament with, but it was 600 points from clearing the Red Forest 2 times, and I won. Now, if other people would have done other things, I wouldn't have won. But
like actually even like 600 points. But yeah, as you said, you've gotten a couple of golden zombies. But I've just done some math. Like just to get 500 points by killing like those toxic spitters that give you 8 points, you would have to kill like 62 toxic spitters, which is like
gosh.
I don't think it's possible.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I've won a tournament once with 470 points on my free to play, but I just tried to snipe golden zombies. So I wasted all 200 energy, and I got kind of unlucky with that, but I was still able to win.
Yeah. So on that point, So yeah, so most of the regular zombies, like they give you 4, 8, 12 points, and then if they're gold, you get a 10 times bonus. For example, I think the biggest is the Oozer gives you 320 points if they're gold.
Yeah.
So then I want to compare that to the Devourer. If you kill the Devourer, you get 200 tournament points. If you kill the Miner, you get 450 points. So are those numbers based on the resources and the time that you're putting in? Do you think that the Devourer and the Miners are like that? That is the appropriate amount? Happy, I see you saying no. What do you think?
Obviously, like 450 points for the miner, like that definitely is not going to be worth it. But I think those points are splitted between all 3 players. No, correct?
Well, when I did it, we were in a group of 3 people, but I was the only one in the tournament.
I
So,
still think that you get less points because I'm not really sure about it. I've just heard rumors that people told me that if, let's say you're going to go with friends and kill like those golden zombies, that you're just going to get less points if somebody else is going to touch it. So if 2 people are going to, let's say, touch like that golden Oozer, you should get only 160 points. I think if 3 people are going to touch it, you'll get only like 106 points. I cannot confirm this. It's just
Really?
the comments that I've seen, but
okay.
yeah, I've heard lots of people saying that. So I think is the truth.
Well, Zar says he has confirmed it. So that's interesting. Well, in that case, okay. So then it would be, so what's that times 3? 135. But in reality, you're not gonna go
it's impossible to
solo
kill,
the
yeah.
miner. It's not possible.
Yeah.
as much as people would like to think that maybe it is, it's not. So in reality, you're gonna get 400 if you're really, really good. 900 if you can 2-man the miner. I'm not sure if it's possible. We could try it. It would definitely not be easy, but I'm trying to think.
I've heard rumors that you can get golden devourers. Is that possible?
No, I haven't seen it. I have not seen
Yeah, I haven't
that.
seen them yet myself, but I've just heard some urban legends.
Wow, I would like to see that if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, I know what I'm doing the rest of the day. We are just farming the Devourer and doing tournaments the whole time to see if he gets golden.
Have any of you killed like that new Devourer or new Miner after this update?
Yes. We have Quinnie, did we kill the Devourer together or no?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
I haven't done the miner, but I've done the devourer a few times.
Yeah. So our clan, we killed the miner 3 times last week. It's definitely not easy, and that was actually going to be one of the topics, but we can talk about it now. So Happy, have you tried the new miner?
Nope, I haven't killed the new Miner or the Devourer. I tried killing Devourer because before we would usually kill him without any clothes. But now you constantly get radiation. There's no secret like corner spot where that radiation would decrease. So we needed clothes. And after that, update hype kind of died down. So Devourer is chilling somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely an increase in radiation. So if you're naked, you would have to have anti-rad liquid. But I think it's recommended that you use a hazmat suit, because a hazmat suit gives you more radiation protection than scout armor does.
That's actually, I had no idea about that, but when you're going to equip the scout's armor, I think it gives plus 12 bonus on top of all the radiation bonus that you get. The hazmat armor is going to have more radiation bonus, but you don't really need that much.
Right. Yeah. All I know is because I too, I had your mindset, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, I'll take this armor. It's almost broken, but when it's gone, I'll be fine. I'll just go reset. And then I was in the corner puking my guts out because of radiation poisoning. So.
And have they changed the miner?
Oh,
because
just
in the past.
Yep, just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So I've heard some rumors, but again, maybe you'll be able to confirm. Is that now before when the miner would die, I think when he had like 300 health or something, or maybe when he basically before he dies, he would spawn like those parasiters that would heal him a little bit. And if they don't heal him, I think he dies.
That was that was the old. So the way it was yeah, you're absolutely correct. He would come back with like one HP, and then you just like shoot him down, and he was gone. The parasites, when they would come to heal him, they had 30 hit points, so you could just sit back with the handmade rifle and one-shot them as they're coming. So the first attempt that we did, it was myself and Beezy and Max, and we're thinking, oh, it's gonna be the same. Well, the parasites spawn at 2,000 HP, and they have twice the hit points, so we don't have them positioned properly. And so now we have parasites coming from all over the place, and we can't kill them because they have too much HP to kill. So he comes back enraged, and when he hits you with his drill thing, where normally it would do like 75 HP, it will just, he holds it onto you until you die. So we found that if you shoot him with a staggering shot, he releases the grip. So our plan was, okay, we're just going to say, forget the parasites, we'll let him heal all the way back up, and we'll have one or two people with the staggering shot, so when he comes back and hits somebody, we hit him with the staggering shot, they get released, so then they go heal, and then we just rinse and repeat that. And that was our strategy, and we got him down 3 times last week, so that was fun.
So you just have to let him heal fully, and after that you can kill him. He's not going to heal up again at 2,000.
No. He only does that once. And
I thought that's a smart strategy. That's smart.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's another strategy out there. Because in my mind, I was thinking, okay, let's get him in the corner, and we all have the shotguns with the scatter shot, the buckshot active skill. And I was thinking, okay, like we sit here and then we one at a time, like I'll use mine and then you use yours. And then Hinkimato came up with a better plan, and it worked. So yeah, so maybe there is a way to do it where you can kill the parasites. But I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
But is it even worth it killing the miner?
Well, I have an example of some of the loot up on the screen. So I'm pretty sure you get 2 guns every time. One of the times we did it, we got 2 with the shotgun and shield. This one we got a Glock and I think that's an MP5, both with the active. You can get a couple of the big melees like halberds or battle axes. And then a bunch of other resources. So they actually made it so you do have to do the miner. I found out, because to advance in one of the levels, you have to have a shotgun and shield without the active skill. It won't accept it if it has the active skill. So, and the only way to get the shotgun and shield without the active skill, unless you have it from before the update, is by killing the miner.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
But you also gotta be lucky to get that
yes.
shotgun. Boy. Because
it could drop 2 of them with the active, and so again, I don't know if that was something they intended. If they maybe like accidentally that it's programmed.
Does it have to be full durability though?
Hinkimato, does it have to be full durability? I think no, but it was Hinkimato was the one that was on that, and I'm pretty sure he's in the chat right now. But so the question there, well, the second question there is, do you think it's a mistake that if you that it has to not have the active skill? Hinkimato says no, it doesn't have to be full durability. But do you think that it was a mistake that it doesn't accept if it has the active skill?
I think, shotgun and shield without the active skill from the update. Before the update, I mean, and I still have it. I'm logging in the game so I can confirm, but I think I have it.
Okay.
I've never even heard that they have an active skill.
The shotgun and shield? Oh yeah, it's like a bump. or like you push it and it stuns
Oh
all
yeah,
of the
true,
zombies.
true. I remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember.
the shield bash.
Shield bash, yeah. It's useful in Crossroads.
Very, very useful. I think it was probably intended, and I mean, it's gonna be a grind and definitely take some skill and progress, I think, to get to where clans can do the minor. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because otherwise, what would push you to have to do the minor, and why would they develop this if they weren't gonna in some way make it so you have to play everything?
True. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I also I had a shotgun and shield without the active before, and I used it because I didn't know. So it's gone now. But yeah, that's so now. I mean, it's too late. We just have to keep doing the minor so we can all get past. I don't even remember what level it was. I think it's in like the 70s maybe, because it was Hinky Mono and he's absolutely insane. Okay, well, talking about since we brought up the Crossroads, I want to talk about this thing that the kids are doing that's hot in the streets right now, where you can run up to the first car, sneak your way to it, and I don't know, it's not a 50-50 chance. It's maybe like a 30% chance, where you can open it without the alarm. And you take whatever's there that's free, and then you run away back home and put it up. So the question is, I mean, it's not really, is this game breaking really, but do you think that this should be fixed to where you can't do this? Quinnie, I know that you've done this a few times, so we'll start with you.
I think I don't know. I guess if you're trying to apply this, not that I would say the real world, because obviously, like, we don't have zombies yet.
Yes. Uh-oh.
But realistically, you could imagine approaching something, right, sneaking around and then stealing and getting out of dodge before you get caught.
True.
So there's that. So like, I'm more upset about the whole deer and turkey thing, because that does not make sense to me. But this makes sense to me. You know, like I can apply that to like a real world scenario. And then in terms of game breaking, or is it what's best for the game? I mean, there's definitely a trade off. Are free to play players doing this? I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
They absolutely could, but there's a cost for them because that's a huge energy drain. And they can't do anything else, So I think there is a trade-off to where the game is still getting the kafir is getting some benefit.
True. Okay. Happy, have you seen this, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've tried it a couple of times myself, and I think that it's 100% normal. I definitely don't think that that should be fixed. As Quinnie said, it takes lots of energy. So how many times you can do like this crossroad? Maybe 4 times before you run out of energy?
Yes, 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's literally nothing. In those 4 times, you might not even open up that car even once.
Very true.
And the point is, developers even might remove that energy back to 100 again. Who knows how long it's going to stay for 200? I hope forever, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not even really that worth it to do with this strategy, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think they had an opportunity to fix this if they were that concerned about it, because this trick isn't new with this new update. Like, you're seeing it a lot more just because a lot more people, I think, are playing the crater. But prior to the update, even when this was Sector 7 and we had the same scenario, people were, like myself, people were doing this to get the rubber parts because it was the only way, really, to solo get rubber parts.
Yeah.
And now the big thing is USBs. So.
Yep.
Okay, so another thing, speaking of items that you need desperately to level up, probably the biggest thing, at least I know in my clan and a lot of people's clans that are holding people back, are air filters. So in a span of 6 levels, so with the new update that they've recently done, on level... what is it? Level 40, you need 7. At level 42, you need 5. And at level 45, you need 10. So in a span of 6 levels, you need 22 of these items. For if you have an entire full clan, that's 220 air filters just to get through those 6 levels, and with the low drop rate that they have, because let's be honest, like you can go to Red Forest 2 or 3 times and not get any. So they have a low drop rate. You need a large number of them. Is this the correct amount of grinding that you have to do to clear through to get air filters? Happy, we'll start with you.
I don't think it's... I mean, 220 air filters for entire clan. How long would that even take to get them?
We'll let you know.
Insane.
I don't think.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you've calculated that, okay.
I mean,
So I have no idea. I haven't gotten a single air filter. I got really lucky enough to level up to like level 37 before all of those air filters, and after that I just stopped leveling up because what's the point? And that's it. So I don't know the grind about air filters, so I cannot really comment much about that. All I know is that people go crazy about them, and if you're gonna get 1 air filter in a week, it's amazing. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah, right. Quinnie, what do you think? I mean, I know what you think, but share your thoughts.
Yeah. I think, they kind of missed the mark a little bit. Like, I really don't mind grinding for the air filters, and I don't even mind necessarily the low drop rate, but I guess, like, my issue with where it's at is I get bored. So I have 2 zones that I can farm, and, I can solo them, so I do it a lot, and, but it's just, like, I get bored. And it is resource intensive, which I like I said, I'm still okay with, but if they can mix it up some, maybe let like the Devourer have that as a drop as well. I don't know about Crossroads, because then it would just be another USB and the 1 card trick, but
Right.
yeah, I think people are going to get bored of that grind, just going back and forth constantly, and it is a lot. And I'm kind of with Happy, like at a certain point, what are we necessarily getting? So I'm at level 60 in my business shop, and my clan is very much on the air filter grind. But we've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, well, yes, I do need air filters. I need 10 of them to get to the next level. But all I'm looking to get out of it is either popularity or another blueprint. And I have some solid blueprints, and my clan has some solid blueprints. So the question, I guess, becomes what is worth it past level 52? Because at level 52 is when you open the last workbench. So you're kind of at like full manufacturing capacity. So like I've shared with my clan, like I am gonna wait and donate all the air filters that I get to the clan until everybody's got that workbench, and then we can figure it out.
Yeah, I mean I think maybe the biggest reason that you would want to keep continuing is to get more popularity, so people keep coming to your shops. But I don't know. I guess if you're not worried about leveling up, then you won't need the reds to level up. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, for us, at least for a lot of people in our clan, we just want to be the most popular clan on this. And it's kind of like when you're like myself and Mikey and some other people, like we'll brag. We're like, hey, what's your popularity at? Like, oh, what's your how many likes does your shop have? Like it's things that don't really matter, but it's just something fun, like to brag about a little bit.
You just hit on the one thing that I really wanted to see them go to with this season, and that was something between the clans, because like we are all a little competitive, and I think that would change everything. Even if they did like a ranking of amongst clans, and if they reset it somehow, it would keep people trying to push to the top. But now it's just like, a couple of us are competitive with each other, but they could definitely get that motivation from a larger group if they actually put it in the game somehow.
Yeah. And so to go back to how we got to this part of the conversation, I would say that the air filters in general, like because the only reason, not the only reason, but like one of the main things that I love about Last Day is the fact that you can't go from 0 to 100 and beat the game and not that there is a beating of the game, but that it takes you a while to come up, like you don't just get your chopper on day 1, or you don't get the ATV on day 2. You have to work for days and weeks and months to build up, and then when you finally get it, you're like, oh man, that was worth it. Like I put in all this time and effort and I achieved my goal. So I appreciate the grind. I love it. and I will say that 22 air filters at the low drop rate that you need for 6 stupid levels is absolutely, it's absurd. It's absurd, man. Either lower the requirements or increase the drop rate a little bit. Like either one is fine. When I mentioned it, I think I mentioned this last week on stream, and somebody said, "No, do both. Cut it in half and double the drop rate." And I don't know, maybe that's too much to ask, but yeah, something for people that do want to advance needs to be different, I would say.
Or like spread that out or something. Like you have it in these levels that are just so close together, so you get like
that too.
Air filter level, 2 breaks, air filter level, like something like that. I don't know the exact, but that's what it feels like when you do it.
Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right, because right now, like, that's where almost our entire clan is, outside of a couple of people. So It's like when I go out and I spend 2 days farming for air filters, and I have 1. I'm like, okay, well, who, like somebody's been like, oh, hey, I only need 1 air filter to level up, so I give it to them, and then I go and I do some more, and then somebody's like, oh, I need 1. So it's rough, but so yeah, I think, yeah, it's just something's got to change. Speaking of filters, we've had some things being said to people now that you can go and you can travel to people's shops, and people are like, hey, can I buy a USB from you? And they say, no, you can't. And they'll say, well, go suck on, just something. And it's not very nice. And it's really brought to light the fact that the language filter, at least for English, seems to be a little not there. I think the biggest example that I have is I can't ask one of my members in my clan if they want to go do the container because CON is filtered out, but somebody can tell me to double eat SHIT, and that is not filtered out at all. So what's the correct fix? Like what exactly? I'm not, because obviously something needs to happen with that. But what do you think that Kafir should do to get this updated properly? Happy? What are your thoughts?
Well, I would like to start off by saying that chat in general is just garbage. Just like complete utter garbage. Like the fact that you cannot hide it, it's annoying me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just in the game there permanently all the time. You cannot delete messages; they're just gonna be there all the time. It's just dumb, chat. Like chat is just literally, just simply dumb. And the fact that people can go there and talk like that to you, harass and whatever, and there's nothing you can do about that besides like blocking them. But when you block them, do those messages disappear or no?
No, they don't. They just you
So
just
what's the point of blocking them?
You just stop seeing their messages.
Yeah, so this is like completely stupid.
So I brought that up because somebody said, and that was a mild example. Somebody said way worse to some female. I mean, they assumed that they were female because their avatars were female, and they were. But they were being very sexually graphic, and it's not filtered. So yeah, so you can block them, but each individual person would have to do that. And when I sent it to the developers, like what was said, and I said, hey, we should be able to, like a clan leader or an officer, if somebody is saying this stuff, there should be an option for a clan leader to just boot them from your shop, or something.
That's like for sure. You should be able to remove them from the shop as yeah, that too. And at the same time, it's super unprofessional from developers' part because I do know that if you're gonna play any like Supercell games like Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, if somebody is gonna like abuse you, whatever, in the chat, you can just report that comment and they're gonna get like 7-day ban or something. There's nothing in the game like that. This is super unprofessional, really garbage system. It's just stupid, really stupid. You can say like whatever unimaginable things there and nothing's gonna happen to you. Zero consequences. That's just dumb.
Yeah. So that was actually one of the next questions was, do you think that there should be some type of reporting system that Kafir would
obviously,
be
yeah.
able to. Yeah, and so yeah, we got your answer before the question. But the main problem now though is that you can send in a screenshot of somebody's name, but the name doesn't necessarily tie them to their account because you can go and change your name. You know, I think you have a timer to do it. But in order to do anything, really, you have to have like the in-game ID, like the super long ID number. So that's why I would think that, you know, on the options where like if you click on somebody, you can like whisper them or add a friend or block them. They should add, like you said, a fourth option to report them, and that sends their information to Kafir to look at, and they say, "Oh yeah, you were being a piece of trash, and you get a like a temporary ban, or you've had 4 violations in 2 months, so we're gonna slap a harder punishment on you." Sorry, Quinnie, what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think they should have a report function because, I mean, there's no need for that kind of abusive language or harassment or anything like that. And you definitely do see that. But I think before even you get to that, because that kind of rests with the players, like they got to take some accountability in what they are allowing for these names. Because, I mean, I'm not easily offended, but
Oh yeah.
some of the usernames and things that have been approved, I'm like, I understand this is a Russian game, but if you are going to be international with your game and your platform, like you need to cover your bases and make sure that people aren't able to
That
just be
yeah.
that sanctioned offensive, kind of.
Yep, I
Yeah,
completely
but
forgot
that's
to put
talking
that.
about like real players. The point is there are like those fake bases that we are raiding. Even those bases have some offensive names.
Yes.
Like even
Yeah.
that, like there's nothing to say
Or
about it.
like
It
the
still plays
AI players
professional.
running around that are just
Yeah.
copies of those usernames too. You're just like, what on like why? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I forgot to put that in the talking points. But yeah, that came up a couple of days ago where somebody had like the full N word in their name, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me! Like, how is this? How is this a thing? Oh, so yeah,
And I think there's a huge difference too. Like I understand that this platform is open to all ages, so you're gonna have some of those little immature kind of things that are funny or whatever. But like, there's a difference between that kind of stuff and just hate. You know?
yep. Okay. Let's see. What's the next thing? What's the next? Oh, so the next thing, and it still related to chat, is you know, like you just said, Happy. The game, it's an international game, so you have Russians, you have people that speak English and Chinese and Spanish and French, and going to somebody's base, and if I want to ask, hey, do you have any iron? And they're like, well, I have no idea what you just said because I don't speak English. So do you think that it is possible, or that it would be a good idea to implement some type of a language translator where you can just quickly translate messages if you're going to like a Russian shop, that it translates what you say into Russian?
Well, I don't think it will be really possible for them to implement like that translator thingy.
Yeah,
I don't think it's possible. It's just, I mean, they cannot ban players. They don't even delete
that's
like,
true.
they don't even change like AI names. So expecting them to add a translator to the game is like it's way out of pocket.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
Snoop would say.
Yeah, I mean, it would. You're right. Like, that's like asking for $1 when they're taking your pennies. So,
Yeah.
Quiddy, what do you think?
I think definitely they should focus on other things before they worry about that. Because I think in some respects, again, I don't know why I have these kind of like trying to picture what it would be like in the real world or something, but that's no different in like globalization in general. Like that's the advantage in real marketplaces. People who are bilingual or trilingual, like
Mm-hmm.
they have those advantages and they use them, and
Mm-hmm.
it can absolutely be a strategy too, to incorporate kind of like, you look at your stream and what you've done here and how you do have a translator, but you also have real people that are bilingual, that, that we use and that make this so much more international. So I don't mind
Yeah.
it, and it's really not hard to do a quick. Like when I really wanted something, it's not hard to throw it in Google
You
Translate
go
real
to
quick in a couple different languages, and I've had it like English, Spanish, Russian to to get what I want. You know?
I have seen people get creative where like they will come like they'll have the message already like copied and just ready to paste where
Yep.
they'll say like scrap chatara and then it's like in like you know like French and Russian and it's just like I don't care where I'm at, I need scrap, baby, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, some people do get creative like that. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. What's the next picture that we have to show to talk about things? We already talked about the minor. I do want to take a minute to talk about the season pass. It was interesting that number one, I appreciated that it was like a different, instead of having daily tasks and weekly tasks and things like that, that it was you level up based on leveling up your shop. I thought it was a very interesting concept. Like what people are saying in the chat, you could potentially, and some people did, finish it really quickly. So it didn't for some people that if they're in an active clan and they get a bunch of resources, they get a bunch of stuff and they level up and then they're done in a week or less. Other people obviously don't have they don't have all of those resources, or maybe their clan's not so active. So it was interesting to see that. But I think the biggest question here is the fact that the rewards went to your single player side, but you're doing things in the multiplayer character, brother or sister, to get those rewards. So do you think that was the correct thing to do, or would you have rather have seen the season pass rewards be more focused on the multiplayer side? Happy, what do you think?
Well, I think that the reason why they've added like those rewards here in this season, like the single player rewards, even though we're doing like multiplayer, is to take a bit safer approach on how many season passes they'll be able to sell, because they're already taking a huge cut and a huge gamble on like that entire season in multiplayer, because they already know that a lot less people are going to play there. So in order to compensate at least the fact so that at least they make some sort of money back, I think they added like those single player items there. And we've also seen developers asking now players where they would like to see those rewards. I'm pretty sure they thought about that themselves. Like, it's not like they just put those single player items there because they didn't think of putting multiplayer items there. I think they just wanted to sell as many season passes already, as there's not a lot of players playing in that multiplayer.
Right.
So I think that was the reason. And I like the season pass. It was pretty nice. Like you could get tactical backpack on level 10 or level 15.
Yeah, it looks like, what level is that? Level 5 for premium. I have some other screenshots.
And about the free to play?
I'd have to look back.
I think it was on level 10 or 15. It was like really low.
Yeah, and that's always one of the biggest complaints, is that if you don't get a tactical backpack on the free season pass, I always get people coming in to my chat and saying like, why do I have to buy it? I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'll ask them.
And at the same time, I think this was like one of the best free-to-play season passes ever. Like, we would never get this amount of good items there. Like, they would always give like some sort of a tactical set, split it in 4 squares.
Yeah.
Like,
what? Yeah. And you're right. But I mean, we see like, there's rations, there's guns, there's energy drinks. There's all kinds of good stuff in there.
I still wouldn't say that it's perfect. I still probably wouldn't say that it's super worth it. But like, for those who don't have their tactical backpack, it's definitely a gold mine. It's a jackpot for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the only things that you could technically use on the multiplayer side is the coins. So like, you could buy energy with the coins, and then the backpack skins that you can change your backpack on. But other than that, everything was strictly single player. Quinnie, what do you think about that?
I actually agree with Happy in that so many people have just completely disregarded this Sector 7, now the creator. And they had to do something in order to make people give it a shot. The ones that were just like done, not even checked in. And it was effective. So by giving the first, the single player rewards, now you got people saying like, "Well, dang, maybe I should go play over there just at least to get my season pass." And then hopefully the idea is that they would, get addicted, like it, and keep going. So I think they definitely needed the single player rewards. However, I think it did hurt in a lot of respects that it didn't have anything for the crater, and especially with how difficult the guns are to find or make in the crater.
Yeah.
I think that would, because like a lot of people, like it's going to be a long grind before you can get the guns that you need to do crossroads, container, miner, and they didn't do anything to help in that.
Yeah, you used to be able to get guns, or at least the handmade rifles, or not handmade rifles. What are the old revolvers? You used to be able to get those just by going to regular zones and opening up the crates. And I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen that ever in any of the regular zones. And then going to places like Red Forest, that you can use melee or crossbows. You're able to get them there. But I think I've maybe seen 2, and I've done it just more times than I can count. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is very hard to get guns to be able to, because you can't do crossroads without guns. You can't do the Devourer or the Miner. So yeah, it is hard to. But then I feel like once you have them, and then you start doing the Miner, or not the Miner, but you start doing the Devourer. And then you get guns back. So once you get to that point, you start getting back, hopefully more than you put into it. But getting to that point is almost impossible unless you buy some packs and you get lucky with getting some guns.
Yeah, or if you were one of the lucky people that had a great stash, going into the season.
That too. Yes, that is very, very true.
Is it possible, like, let's say, to kill miners or devourers with guns and still make profit from them?
So
I don't think so.
Well, what we tested was, if we have 3 people, can you kill the Devourer with just old revolvers? And the answer is
with
yes.
30 people, you can go with 30 people to a zone?
Oh, that? No. No.
You said 3 people?
3 people.
3 people. You said 30 people.
Oh, did I say 30?
Can
Sorry.
Kill now miner.
Oh man, that would be.
What?
Wow. No, sorry. 3 people. If you go, in your group with 3 people and use just old revolvers, it is possible to kill him.
Really?
Yes. So even with his heals, one of the tricks that we did was after he jumps, and he's running to his ooze to go eat, hit him with a leg shot to slow him down. So you're doing more damage before he goes to heal. So it is possible. It's not easy. You have to, you're using a lot, but it is possible.
Yeah, but still 3 revolvers for 2 guns, like to get profit. I don't know if you really get profit from them.
But you don't use a whole gun. I think it's about a half, or like if you have 2 people, it's somewhere between like 2/3 and a half durability. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not really. Yeah, it's definitely not a great trade-off, but.
I was just thinking that if you cannot get guns from them by profit, then how are you supposed to get guns at all?
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the exact dilemma, It's like you need guns to do these things, but you also need to do these things to get guns.
Yeah. Because, at least from what we've learned, you need guns from the Devourer to kill the Miner. So you have to do one to get the other. Yeah, so I don't know. Hinky's saying half a gun, and a set of armor. So
that's basically like gun and a half, a gun and a half of revolver. So
yeah.
To get 2. So yeah, so you're not getting much of a return. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes, at least with the Devourer, you only get 1 gun back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And Zard,
Loot is trash there. It always has been, and they didn't change anything about it.
Yeah, that is true.
yeah. Yeah, and Kaz and Zard, they're both right. You can, wait until you get the blueprints and craft them, but even some of that is like before you start getting those blueprints, your shop's usually a bit at higher level. And then even then, some of the materials you need to farm and the benches that you need require you to get to a higher level because like you have to have the reagents bench in order to make those things, and in order to get to a level where you can actually get the reagents bench, you need items from places like Crossroads. So it's like, is that why they leave the one card skill strategy, whatever? Or so
to add a little balance, because you can get guns from that. You can go naked and get a gun. I think one time I got a gun and 2 USBs. So yeah, maybe they're leaving that to restore a little bit of balance into the world. I don't know. All right. So next topic, let's jump into. Oh, I have one question. So I sent the developers a list of questions. Happy, I'm sure, as you know, the Vigilante is currently on vacation right now. So I sent it to him, but I did get one answer back from one of the developers. So, and I know that people have asked, and I don't think if anybody knows the correct answer. So I'll ask you guys, and we'll ask the people in the chat for your guys' answers as well. What does it do when you go to somebody's shop and like it? Quinnie, what does it do?
Bolster my ego.
Well,
I mean, to say exactly.
But you're right. You're right. Functionally, other than having one more bragging point over some others, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about you, but I have 170 likes on my shop.
Ooh. I'm gonna look at mine right now. Now that you just said that.
So people in the chat, what are we seeing?
I mean, I would also assume
nothing.
that maybe your shop would be promoted a bit more, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, that was.
Don't know.
Yeah, originally what I thought was that it like maybe adds to your popularity, or it gives people like a more of an opportunity to come back to your shop. So I'm looking. Low Stone says nothing. Well, you're actually correct. Liking a shop does absolutely nothing. It is confirmed from the. That's the end of the show, everybody. But yes, that is the correct answer. Liking a shop does absolutely nothing but bolster your ego. I asked if it was ever intended that it would do something, and they said that is not something that they can discuss at the moment. So who knows?
Oh man! So for the record, Kaz just confirmed I'm at 274. That's my shop.
Nice. 274.
And how many views does your shop have?
6,000 something, I think.
What?
So, yeah, we'd have to do math to figure out how much I'm actually liked.
Oh yeah, the percentage of people that just come and they're like, I'm gonna go check mine.
7,000 now, 7,056.
All right.
I'm gonna do math.
So for me, 2,500 for me and 174 likes.
Damn, you're doing real good.
I don't think you guys want me to say mine. I have 18,000 views.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
And 378 likes.
I think you have a pretty awful ratio there, Ruck.
It's not. We're not looking at percentages.
But if we did,
like my shop or something.
Yeah, we have some. We kind of have. We have some people with some creative names. We have Please Like, or Like for Cookie. We used to have a couple people named No Scrap.
I think the best way to get likes would be just to name like whichever goal you want. Like I need 200 likes and that's it, and they're gonna get it faster.
Oh yeah.
I think. I would want to click that like just to get him closer to that goal, I think.
Yeah.
That might be exactly why your ratio is doing so
I
darn
didn't put
good.
my name in that. I didn't put any of those.
Oh man. Yeah, mine just says Twitch Rukus, and then people will say, "Are you the Rukus from Twitch?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
I have been, because I am a rookie, so I have been recognized exactly, well, other than those that are always in our streams. I've been recognized once, right?
Oh,
Right.
okay.
But it was like, hey, you're that girl that's always in the Rukus' stream, and I was just like, yep, that's me.
Hey, I give you all the recognition you need, Quinnie.
Yeah.
It's not
I've
not
seen
the.
Rukus
Oh,
once.
you have?
I've seen Rukus once. Yeah, I took a screenshot, but then it got lost. I have like thousands of screenshots on the computer. I cannot find it.
Wait,
But I know I've seen you once.
because just as I gotta say, I see probably 5 people a day with the screen name Happy Cairek, and I'm like, it's not him. And then I see like 5 star snipes. I'm like, it's not him. And so anytime, like, if I see your name, I'm just like, whatever, and I don't even look. But you're in Warhammer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I try to specifically look for Warhammer, and if I don't see it, then I'm like, I don't know.
And the backpack.
Oh, well, duh. And the backpack. Yes, absolutely, the backpack.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I'm a little hurt that, I see all these Happy Caireks and I see all these star snipes, and I've never seen one person trying to be me. Why doesn't anybody want to imitate me?
I don't know, Brooke. I think they're out there, because I have seen some imposter rucks around.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe I have even met the imposter rock. I think you would have noticed me then. Why
I
didn't
would
tell
have.
me anything?
I would
You were
have.
walking around close to the shower and you didn't say anything. You just ran past me.
That sounds like him. Yep. Close to the shower. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait. Was I naked? Because I am typically naked.
I have no idea. It was like a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember. Perhaps.
Perhaps. The chat can testify that I am usually naked. All right. So I want to talk just quickly about what we are expecting, or what our hopes are for season 10 that is coming up. So we've gotten 3 teasers that I'm gonna put them up. The first one is the rain. So we know we're gonna have some kind of weather. And Happy, I know that you mentioned this on your video that went out today. And then we also have what looks to be some type of a zombie torture chamber. That looks very interesting. I don't know if we're going to be dissecting zombies or what. And then we have the van that has a bunch of weird things coming out of it. So Happy, what are your thoughts based off of these teasers, or the concept art that we've gotten? What do you think is coming on season 10?
Well, I have no idea, honestly. We don't have much
Yeah, I
sneak
know.
peeks for season 10, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to speculate on anything. Like even that torture barn or something, like there's not much to say about it, because what is that?
Yeah.
Like we don't see any single new item.
True.
It's really hard to guess anything.
Well, but we have had, what are the things, like the chair? Like you have like a chair that you...
Oh,
well,
the torture chair. Yeah,
yeah.
there is the torture chair. Yes, I see it. Yeah.
you can't craft it yet, but that's at least it used to be a thing. I haven't played single player in a month, but so could that be, I don't know, where they rework the recipe and then...
I doubt that we'll be able to craft it. I don't think we would need to craft it. Maybe maximum, I think maybe we'll have to assemble it if it will be required, but I doubt that we'll have to do any of those sadistic things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that now when I'm thinking about it, I can also see like that chemistry station here. So maybe like that chemistry van will somehow be connected to like that torture barn. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, because the van, yeah, there's definitely like some radiation. There's a generator. Yeah, I don't know. And then the weather aspect. Like, what do you think that there's just going to be weather for what is interesting to this. Well, there's a couple things interesting about it. Is that there's 2 tents instead of 1, and there's there's like that latch that you see that looks like it's going down in something, and then when you look back at the torture chamber, there's that concept there again. So, but the question is, do you think that the weather is just going to be like for textures to make stuff look cool, or is it going to make a difference? And somebody's saying, is it going to be acid rain? I don't know.
I think it will be just to look cool, but I would also hope that they're gonna add it inside of the new season. You know, like one of those locations will just constantly have rain. It'll be like gloomy location. Maybe that would be cool.
Oh,
You know, to like promote their new weather.
yeah. Quinnie, what do you think?
I think it wouldn't actually be too much of a stretch to have the weather be meaningful because, I mean, you go to the cold zones and already there's a cost if you don't go properly prepared.
Mhm.
So, maybe there is something there. Maybe it's like the person in chat said, maybe it is acid rain, which would be some damage and you have to watch out for. Or maybe it would be kind of, who knows, maybe it could be a different location with a different kind of zombie that likes that climate. And as far as the chemistry stuff and the torture chamber, I mean, one, my clan leader has already threatened to put me in the zombie cage.
I believe that, Mikey.
So there's that. But I'm wondering if maybe they're kind of building from, and my seasons are probably wrong, but what's the one we just did with the scientist and he had like the zombie cure that we were testing?
Oh.
Was that 7?
No, I think it was before.
7 or 6.
6 or
probably,
7?
I was thinking 6.
So part of me wonders if maybe they're building on some of that or something. So I don't know if maybe we'll have a new weapon or something that we can like use like a mini grenade or something. That would be kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know. But it seems like maybe they are going somewhere down that, because you figure that's experimenting on zombies too, and now we're putting them in cages. So,
Yeah.
could be connected.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So yeah, so I guess I would hope that when it comes to the weather, I would kind of hope that would be something permanent because it does look pretty cool. I was thinking maybe it would make it to where if you're trying to drive your motorcycle in a zone, that it goes slower, or maybe it gets stuck in the mud or something. I don't know.
Or it washes off automatically.
Ooh, yeah, yes. Oh my gosh. High IQ Happy over here. Wow. And then, yeah, I was thinking with the torture chamber that some of the not old items, but some of the items that we have that are craftable, that you don't have the resources to do them yet because they're not in the game, maybe they either change the recipes or maybe they introduce some new resources, and maybe that's what the weather zones are going to be, to have new resources or something. Yeah, and then I honestly have no clue with this van. I have absolutely no clue with that.
Yeah.
So
Well, all I know is that they have like that Rain and Grim Souls. I don't know if you have played it or you haven't.
I have not.
Yeah, they have like Rain and Grim Souls, and it looks really cool, really great. And I hope they will bring it to Last on Earth, and it will be permanent.
Awesome.
It's really creepy. Like that thunder is like really loud, and like it sounds really realistic. It's like if you're playing with headphones, it's like really epic.
Oh man.
And it would be kind of neat too to see like if for example, like one thing that you've heard is people are being like, why can't I take like a water bottle with me to, like when you get stinky, to wash that off or something. So it'd be interesting to be like, if it's raining, do I still smell?
Interesting. That is very interesting. You go to the rain zone and take what do you call the quick baths where you just like take a wet wipe and like do your pits? There's a name for it.
Yeah,
that I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, interesting. All right, guys, so we're going to take some questions from the Discord really, really quickly. Try to keep them related to Season 9 and Season 10. before we get up out of here. Hello, Quinnie's cat. Meow.
Yeah, sorry guys. Scooter likes to be part of the stream.
Quinnie. Oh, a Greek bath. Thank you, Middle Problems. Yes, it was a Greek bath. So, Quinnie, you got any good questions from the Discord?
All right. So here is our first one. Do you think that if the game is developed well further, will the multiplayer overpower single player, since most players took a break from single player and have played Crater this season?
I mean, it's almost like I get different types of enjoyment from the two different sides. Because on the single player side, I think it's great to, go do raids and then you get excited. What kind of loot am I going to get? But then it's completely different in the multiplayer side. It's like I get to go do stuff with my friends. I get to be in voice chat and we, work out a plan on how we're going to, kill the miner or kill the devourer. And so it's almost like I enjoy both sides for two completely different reasons. So I don't think that in that sense I could like one more than the other. But I don't know. That's a really good question. Happy, what do you think?
I do enjoy like the current Sector 7 right now. I really, really love it. As yeah, I've been playing the game almost for 3 years now. I'm kind of sick of that single player, so and I do actually enjoy like that multiplayer part, even though tournaments are kind of unfair, and not only because of like those Happy Meals or whatever, but just because they are really log based. Like you can do 10 runs and you're not gonna get a single golden zombie, and someone's just gonna keep getting like those golden oozers. So it's really not equal.
Yeah.
But I still like it. It's still something different than good old Bunker Bravo, Bunker Alpha.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Quinnie, what do you
So
think?
I do like it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I do like it. It's a good change of pace, and I really do enjoy being able to do runs with friends and people from the community and having kind of clans. But I think the key is what Zara said early on in the question, is if it's developed further, because right now they have a longer story, I guess. Not really any story in this game, really, but they have more to do and accomplish still on the single player side. So I'm gonna run out of things to do on the multiplayer side soon.
True.
But if they keep developing it, then yeah, because I love being able to, or if they expanded multiplayer someday to where you could, on what is traditionally the single player side, that would be kind of neat too.
Very true. Very true. All right. What other? Got any more good questions over there?
Here's one. Do you think the requirement for air filters is just to slow people down from leveling? And do you think the requirements might change again in the future?
Well, I don't think that because they already redid their algorithm. I don't know if you guys have watched Fuerz's one of his latest videos where he talked about the algorithm. So they already did some type of a recalculation to slow everybody down in general. But I don't think I don't think in their minds they were like air filters is what's gonna get them, because it is too overpowered right now, I would say. But and as far as redoing it again, I don't know if they'll do like a complete rework like they did, but I would hope that they would look at the air filters and say, oh, maybe we'll change just this. I don't know. Happy, what do you think?
I agree with you, and yeah, I've watched JCF's video on that as well, and he makes their great points. The only thing that I'm very surprised is that how did they revamp like basically entire economy there? Like they made it so much harder, not like 20%, not 10% harder, but like countless times harder. It's like crazy. I don't think it was really intentional because developers don't really change something like that drastically. There's no way they release an update without calculations and they're like, oh wow, it's too easy. So we're gonna make it a lot harder. Unless I mean, it's a multiplayer update, so maybe they wanted to slow down people. But still kind of weird to make it like so much harder, not like 50% harder, which already would be a lot. They made it like 10 times, if not harder. I think even more than that, considering like those air filters.
Yeah, considering the drop rates of the air filters when those increased, and there were some examples that we saw in JCF's video where it was literally you needed 2 and then you needed 10.
Does anyone know at what level do you need your first air filter?
I think it's 40. I have it. Oh, hold on a second. 'Cause I do
think
have
it
it.
needs
It's
to
Yeah.
be
before
430.
40.
Oh, it's before
Yeah.
40. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I think.
definitely before 40, but I'm not sure because I think, at level like 42 when they made the change.
Okay.
Somebody says level 39, but
39.
I think if it's 39, it's not that bad. Then probably those air filters were intentional, because I think if you're gonna reach the level 39 business, you will finish the season pass. I think.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I think you
And
probably
the
have
rest
by
is
then.
just, and the rest is just to slow down those quick grinders, because I don't think reaching like level 90 was meant to be like in 1 month or something.
Yeah.
As if you're required to reach like, let's say, level 39 to get all the rewards in the season pass, so that means like those 39 levels were supposed to take us entire month. So all the
True.
other things were just to slow down like those super quick grinders so that they keep playing Sector 7. I don't think it
True.
was a great way to just make one item super rare. I would prefer to split like that rarity so that it would be more fun than just grinding for like that one single air filter constantly every day. And then as soon as you unlock new level, it's just like this, boom, you're done and you're again stuck on that air filter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
then
that's
maybe-
exactly how it is, because we have people that, they get it. They're like, all right, I got my 7th or my 10th air filter. And then they're like, all right, next level's done. Next level's done. Oh, I'm back. Now I need 10 more air filters. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think the way that they ended up doing it, like I feel like don't they usually have an alpha testing phase, right, for these things. So I feel like some of these things what could have been realized maybe in earlier testing, because changing it in the middle of the implementation, the way that it was done, does impact people kind of disproportionately. So like me, I feel like I had a slight advantage because I got to level 42 like the night I got over one of the big air filter humps right as they were changing things. And I think people are legitimately concerned that they're going to make it easier now. So people are like getting past these hard levels and they're looking at the time and the resources that they've spent. And then they're like concerned, I think, that folks behind them are going to have it easier kind of thing. And I can see where that would really bother some folks, especially if they are investing money or, like significant amounts of time or something. But, I guess that's the key is it is what it is and enjoy the grind.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I
is
would like
true.
to ask, can people hear me better now, or am I still glitching?
It's still a little choppy, I think.
Then I have no idea. It's something with Discord or with the internet. I don't know. I apologize about that.
That's no problem.
Maybe I have to talk louder. Is that better or no?
I mean, it's just like it
Static.
almost sounds like like you have a loose cable or something almost.
It's kind of like a static.
Wait, I would like to hear myself.
Oh, here we go.
It's because Mikey joined our channel.
Oh, it's super weird. It should be good. I mean, yeah, it should be great. I don't know why it's like this. It's something with Discord. Unless I can... I don't know. I really apologize about that.
That's
never
okay.
really called in Discord. It's so weird why it's glitching.
That's all right.
Like, everything is turned off. All the, like, those echo cancellations, everything is off, but it still glitches.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. We're probably, I think at this point, we're just going to take a couple more questions from the Discord. So guys, I know that a lot of people have put in some questions. Quinnie, I think if there's one or two more good questions, then we'll take those. And before we
kind
wrap
of
up.
summarize the next one, it's basically, do you think that they will add some of those mechanics to the multiplayer that we have become so accustomed to on the single player side, like the auto function, maybe like the extra pocket, or I don't know, like, well, we can sneak now, we can do that.
Yeah,
but like sort would be like on my wish list personally.
Oh gosh, yeah, sort definitely. I'm almost okay without the extra pocket because that gives you more self-reliance. Having the extra pocket, so now I can switch weapons and heal all at the same time. Versus, I need to rely on my teammates to take aggro from these zombies so I can, do one of those things. So I'm almost okay without the extra pocket because it encourages more of the multiplayer side. Yeah, auto would be nice, but I kind of understand why it's not there. Happy, what do you think?
With the auto button, just like we have in single player.
I think the question was the functionality, some of the functionality that we have in single player about it being moved over.
So it's not only about the auto button.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously Sector 7 so far feels like not finished. There's not many things we can do there. Like, I mean, in the single player, we have like all of those active skills. We have like that auto, like extra pocket, and here we don't have really anything. It's just like our simple character. So maybe having like some of those active skills brought there would be great, but I don't think they would match if they just copy them exactly like from the single player to multiplayer. I think they will have to come up with some special multiplayer active skills.
Yeah, like the what's the one, oh, with the shotgun and shield, the stun bash thing, like that one is exclusively on multiplayer, and I think it's so cool. I like that one. Yeah, people are saying backpack, but I would go back to saying that maybe, I'm okay with just having the small backpack because again, it makes you more, reliant on yourself when the point is to, need help from your clanmates. So
Yeah.
so I would be okay without an advanced backpack. I don't know.
Same here. It's not like I hadn't really given it much thought until somebody just mentioned it. Like I haven't missed it as much as I thought I would. And maybe I think this one will probably be like the last question, good question to end on, Ruck.
All right, cool.
Because basically it's clan size. Do you think they will increase clan size? Should they increase clan size?
It's gonna be hard to do that now, I think, because of the way they've built the shops. They would have to rework that to be able to add more shops. Because it's already set. So I don't think they'll make clan sizes bigger, but I have a thought. Consider if you look at like, what, things that, like I've done, that Mikey's done, I think Ben might be doing it as well. But we have like sub clans. We have our main clan, but then we welcome other people to unite under our umbrellas. So what I think would be cool would be to be able to form alliances with other clans, and then maybe that allows you to take the shop and go directly, to, your alliance clans. When you're taking the subway, so maybe that's an alternative to that, or at least, and I don't know, maybe this is just for some people, but and they already did it once. Your friends list went from 5 to 10 at the last update. I think maybe double it again, because I'm at the point now where if I want to do a run with Quinnie and somebody else that's not on my friends list, well, now I have to remove somebody so I can add both of you. And then the next day, then they're like, "Oh, why'd you remove me as a friend?" And I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry." But
yeah, it's like this web, right? Like what do they call it? That 6 degrees of whatever. Because it's so true. Like you'd be like, "Oh, are they on your friend list? Okay, then you do the invite." And then you have to strategically like don't be friends with any of your clanmates because that's using an extra spot. And so yeah, I'm not upset about the clan size because I think it would get complicated, especially considering you can still only take 3 to the events. But definitely the friends list, I would love to see that get updated.
And Happy, what do you think about clan size?
I think that clan sides are perfect, as it's already hard to find like 10 people that you can trust. So expanding it to like 20 people or something, that would be probably unreasonable. So
Yeah.
I do like how it is.
Okay. And what do you think about other things like well, all right, maybe, all right, we'll just throw this in as like a last
I had like
kind of
some
thing.
thoughts about the previous questions. I wanted to answer them, but I forgot what the previous questions were.
Quinnie, what was the second to last question?
Let me see, who was I answering? We talked about some of the little mechanics, like the auto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about this, and then you spoke probably about the client. What did I want to say about the client? I wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think there was something that Ruck was going at too, because like I felt like I had two things I was gonna say there, and then I got distracted by the last part. Like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
what
I
was
said,
what?
I said something about alliance clans.
Oh yes, Alliance. That was it.
Yeah. Was that
Yeah,
it for you?
perhaps that maybe, but I'm not sure. Well, I don't think that. Let's say if they're gonna add alliances, I don't think they will be able to travel there. As I think the reason why we can't travel to like some certain players is that you wouldn't be able to, so that you wouldn't trade with your own alt. As this way, you'd be able to play with both accounts and get counterfoils. As right now, you cannot really get counterfoils if you have two accounts. You cannot buy from yourself.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yep.
I might be mistaken, but I don't think they're gonna add that option to travel to other bases, so that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think informally, we kind of do have that, even amongst like, outside of your guys' umbrella clans, like between each other. Like we've had like Brutal Force members come in and be like, hey, and we're all part of the same little close knit community here online. So it's like, yeah, we don't usually part with USBs or air filters, but if it's somebody from the Mighty Rucks or the Warhammers, then yeah, we probably will sell it. So there is a little informal alliances happening here, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Like I sold an air filter to Super Stevie, and we don't have to go into the details about why that happened at all. You know, but so yeah. So if anybody in the chat is thinking about bringing it up, you can just stop right now.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here, folks.
All right, guys. Thank everybody for the questions. That's going to do it for the podcast today. Happy Cairek, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Thank you so freaking much, Happy. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on. So what's... if you're not following, can we get... can somebody type out... I would say give him a shout-out, but that's not going to work to do the shout-out command. If we could just the youtube.com/Happy Cairek. I'm pretty sure everybody... is already subscribed to this guy's YouTube, and he is one of the best YouTubers out there, especially when it comes to Last Day on Earth and other survival content. Your videos are so much fun. It's just like as soon as you get loaded in, it's like, here's my face. Now my face is this big. Now my face is doing something crazy. It's absolutely like your editing skills, or whoever is doing your editing is just so much like it's just great stuff. Great content. Yeah, I know I appreciate it. I'm fairly certain that everybody else that's here appreciates your content as well. Do you have any big?
Me blush, man.
Oh, do you have any big plans? Like any spoilers for the next YouTube video?
Oof, nothing really that major. Waiting for 200K to be able to do the Q&A, and can't wait to do the setup tour. As it took me forever to cable manage here everything, so I just want to show people what I was able to do here.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's it.
It's somebody did ask earlier, will we ever see Happy Cairek on Twitch streaming? Okay, I know you do stream on YouTube.
Maybe sometime in the future, but I don't really have any near plans. I streamed on Twitch, but most of my audience is on YouTube, so I don't really feel the need to go on Twitch yet.
Well, that is great news for me because I don't know how I would compete with the great Happy Cairek. I'm like, oh no, I'm hanging up the boots. We're done. We're done on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody else go home.
Quinnie, also a thank you, and your cat for joining us, stepping in almost last minute. Yeah, I appreciate all the help, everything that you do for the channel, for the community, everything, Quinnie. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not following Quinnie, we can give a proper shout out. One of the in the newest class of Last Day on Earth rookie partners. Great content that she has over there. She is unfortunately a part of the fairy gang, but that's okay. We'll maybe get her out of there one of these days. Have her join up with the Rucks. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the podcast today. Don't forget that you will be able to get this podcast on Spotify and on iTunes. But yeah, just one quick time for everybody that's listening and not watching. Happy Cairek, youtube.com/Happy Cairek, HappyCairek, and twitch.tv/A Quinnie, AQUINNIE. Make sure that you guys go follow and subscribe to all of their content. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace, love, and good vibes.